This is a Ruinous public service announcement. Please note that this is the last episode of this campaign that will be posted on the main channel. The campaign is not over, but is being banished to the Shadow Realm and will continue on the second channel, Ruinous Archive, a link to which I will leave below. This has been a Ruinous public service announcement. What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 22 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Dechala the Denied One Immortal Empires campaign. Oh, look at all those tech thieves. Anyway, as we saw last time, Dechala has all of a sudden appeared in the center of the donut. The enemy still has a sort of massive front line where they are trying to hold off Nakari or swarm Nakari, but Nakari has started to fight back, even as Dechala has suddenly appeared. We are now going to take advantage of this to go for the interior of the donut, even as we continue threatening the exterior as well. Anyway, I guess Dechala is starting the day off today, so let's level real quick. We got a level 50 on the Druki Anointed here at last. We stopped leveling it because it no longer gets any points that are of benefit for the fight. I guess we'll grab Wound. It doesn't really matter what we grab. It's also Slaanesh Giggle. Whoa. I had 2 points missing in Deadly Blade. Come on, Ruinous. That's how they get you. Alrighty, Mentor, and then Specialist, and then into Wound. Alrighty, and then the Exalted Hero, who's actually going to level up pretty much as soon as we fight this fight. Let's do this and we have to make the decision between Sinful Demeter for the speed, which admittedly in this particular army is already very, very solid, and 76%, whereas the Glamour of Slaanesh I think is maybe a little bit more valuable. Just looking at essentially the slowest elements of the army, I guess the Cultist and the Sorcerer, by virtue of being on War Shrines, could maybe use a little bit of speed, but I mean, even our infantry run at 62 movement speed as fast as regular Chaos Knights already. I'm gonna say Brilliant Glamour, much as I like this. Although I do want to maybe stack a few Exalted Heroes in one army and then use their anti-leadership as a... I wonder which army we could do this in, but anyway, we'll figure that out later. For now, though, let's continue leveling you as we are. There isn't actually much else to level, so we'll grab Specialist. Maybe I could have gone for Spread Control. Then we will pop off a Spur of Eagerness, also like so. I don't think I ever really do any of the others, and don't get me wrong, there are some nice ones in here. It's just not worth the thralls, it feels. Anyway, go for Elise here. Is this worth fighting with Decala's army? It's got some Phoenix Guard and stuff, but I mean, compared to what we faced off in the past, it's a single army that is... on the other hand, I just figure Dechala hasn't really fought High Elves. A lot, at least. Yeah, maybe we'll fight it. Alright, let's, do we want to corrupt them a little bit? Just a teensy bit? Let's corrupt the, I don't know, Sisters of Avalor. They're gonna get cut to shreds by our champions. And let's slow the Frostheart Phoenix down. And the Swords Masters. Good enough. Corrupt, completely unnecessary, but let's fight at least one of these. And next time we run into one of these, we'll auto-resolve. But it's Decala's first, and you never forget your first.
They will kneel with legs cut at the knee. They will grovel with guts around their necks.
Alrighty, here we go. I just wanted to watch Dechala dodge that one volley of arrow fire. Anyway, one single army, elite or not, does stand little to no chance against Decala's force. She's going to move on in and quickly cut her way through 37 Swords Masters, and then the rest of her army, well, maybe not the entirety of the rest of her army, but at least the snaky Friends, the Champion of Slaanesh, will close the distance and start start cutting through their foes. There we go. Lots of damage being delivered, and we have enough speed and charge on these guys to send many a foe flying. Long before the devotees, the slower elements of our army approach. And it's not like the devotees are slow or anything. I think they got 50 or 60 speed. It's just that these guys are at 90 speed, and yeah, they're already in it to win it. Same thing for Dechala and her Druki Anointed, or just her pets slash minions here. Or just doing the exact same thing and just cutting their way through all the enemies that they can reach. There isn't too much that needs to be thought about tactically in this particular fight. The enemy army is... oh, that poor Phoenix Guard. The enemy army is in march stance. And frankly, by the looks of it, our champions of Slaanesh would be just living up to their name here and would be perfectly capable of just slicing the enemy apart together with Dechala without even the need for the Druki to move on in. But the Druki like to have their fun and are going to start pincushioning the enemy with their crossbows while the melee elements move to close the distance. With the balance of power already at 90% in our favor, it won't be needed for too much longer. Twin Blades start and end rather quickly a fight with some Silver Helms who book it on out of there. The enemy's own version of Twin Blades being the Rangers are also running away pretty much immediately. Oh, love that animation from the War Shrine riding Chaos Sorcerers. The fact that they actually get off of there and bonk jerks with their staff rather than sitting up there is just fantastic. They do something, you know? Anyway, looks like one unit of Phoenix Guard remains, and I think that's the only unit because it is unbreakable here, though I'd wager it won't be so for much longer. Huh. Like, what's giving the Phoenix Guard unbreakable? Isn't that a... huh. I think maybe it's a late game tech that does it. Kind of surprised that these guys have it, but I guess the AI probably gets a lot of sort of tech cheats, as well as regular stuff. I wonder how early it gets the Phoenix Guard tech, or how tech works at all for the AI, but anyway, not important. Phoenix gets knocked out of the sky as the unbreakable Phoenix Guard fall as well, and with that, Dekhala's first battle on Ulthuan ends in an absolute slaughter of the elves with barely, if any, losses on our side. Lovely. Alrighty, there we go. I was really hoping for a lot more thralls out of that battle, but I guess not so much. But well, for 4 losses, I think we'll still take it. Extremely minimal damage and losses all around, and everybody did well, I'm sure, with by the looks of it, the Nest of Vipers and the Storm of Blades ahead of the champs. I feel like not enough damage on the devotees to be worth considering. It was too small of a battle, I think. Alrighty, so 144. I mean, small of a battle, despite the fact that the enemy had a lot of, elite units. Dechala, you could actually go all the way to Torfanu if you really wanted to, but I guess we want to threaten the guy in Vale next turn, so we'll grab Torsarar instead. Auto-resolve it, we'll probably take more damage than we did during the fight. 15 losses instead of 4, though admittedly still not a lot. Occupies a Thrall camp. Yeah, I could still take the 3,000 thralls, alrighty. And hey, we get to keep the cultist outpost with wood, because of course we did. I'll take it. Alrighty, and yeah, you can start collecting the income here, why not? Alrighty, that should have spread some nice XP to everybody, which we will need for further fighting. So, Alex, go for Deadly Blade into Foe Seeker, into Blade Shield, into... Do you benefit enough from Scarred Vet when you're on a boob snake? We get 353. It's not bad. Ideally we'd have both of these, but I'm not sure that we'll have the points to do it. Well, you know what? I grab Scarred Vet for now. I might just grab 1 point and 1 point just to sort of spread it out. Anyway, Druki Anointed. Mentor for you. Woundmaker as well. Scarred Vet. I'm gonna say thick-skinned. These guys could use a little bit more armor. What about the Alluruses? Alrighty, so Scarred Vet for you, Deadly Blade for you also. We will eventually get you your spell work, but mostly we use you guys to spam Lash of Slaanesh in this particular army. That's just kind of the way it works. So yeah. I'm gonna say go through thick-skinned. The Aluruses could really use some armor. Although, well, okay, not so much you because you're on the Exalted Seeker Chariot, and therefore you are fairly heavily armored. You, unlike the others, could use more benefit or get more benefit out of the Devastating Charge, though, which is pretty nice. And I guess I don't care about Indomitable, because why would you? Yeah, alright, let's get Hysterical Frenzy and Acquiescence, and we'll see about the other stuff later. You can grab Thick-Skinned. You, not on the Chariot, can certainly use it. And grab Woundmaker as well. I probably should have finished that off. Slaanesh, you giggle. But anyway, Gleaming Pennant on the Cultist, in addition to Mentor, Woundmaker, admittedly not super useful, but the Cultists are very much not point hungry, so we're free to get every single thing. There we go. Alex. It is time. You are going to, I guess, hit the Celestial Monastery. Alright, Deathmaster Snitch. I am sorry about this, but you're part of the campaign objective. The game wants us to kill you, so kill you we shall. We're not going to ask anybody to get involved in this one because it's only going to last a turn.
No.
And I don't want to risk anybody or chance anybody saying no just, you know, for these, you know, basic rats. Alright, and away we go. What do we have here? Pyrrhic Victory, casualties high. We get 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks, all Skaven slaves. I cannot wait to see what our chariots make of them. What do charge speed and speed? Actually wanted to get the one that would give us a little bit of that damage resistance, but you know what? Let's do this. Heed the Lash on... Who wants the speed and the charge bonus? It would be a couple of the chariots. Do we want to do it to the Exalted Seeker Chariots, the Heralds of Excess, regular Seeker Chariots? Usually does more damage. And this gives a charge bonus straight up plus 25. You know what? Let's do it to these guys because... Well, actually, they want to stay in terms of speed. No, you know what? I changed my mind. We'll do it to you, you, and I believe you. The central one. The one with the arm. Wait, no, it's you. They're in a different order here than they are in... Yeah, alright, so you should be the one with the chariot. Alright, I think that's everything. Alright, I hope that's like, we're not going to do any of the others. I want to do this for fun because this is going to be fun. Go.
It is not enough to slay them. Each and everyone must die in anguish.
Alrighty, here we go. This should be a very fun, if somewhat unnecessary battle. It's basically Deathmaster Snitch and thousands upon thousands of Skaven slaves against our chariots. This is also an ideal opportunity to compare the various chariot units that we have. The regular Exalted Seeker Chariots with the Allurus on Exalted Seeker Chariots, the sort of Regiments of Renown, regular Seeker Chariots versus the Hellflayers and the rest. Who will do better? It's not like this isn't an absolutely ridiculously target-rich environment for them, and the ideal type of unit for them to deal with. Alright, the Exalted Seeker Chariots getting in each other's way a teensy bit, but they should be able to break their way out of there rather quick, and, well, if they don't, the other chariots are moving. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of this. And since it's just Skaven slave units, we don't really need to bother riding around sort of on the flanks, being wary of getting stuck all that much, because, well, the enemy is weak enough that even if our chariots do get stuck, they're not going to be able to do a crazy amount of damage. Granted, the enemy has huge numbers to call upon. Again, basically 3.5 or whatever stacks full of Skaven slaves. But man, this is a fun thing to do. It's similar to fighting vampire counts with just giant piles of zombies. And in a way, this is always what fighting Skaven should feel like, with obviously some elite units as sort of interspersed among the hordes, but the sort of basic elements of fighting vamps or fighting Skaven should be the giant, endless tides of trash that they can throw at you. Which the game sometimes does a poor job of letting you enjoy. But I digress. The first enemy army is pretty much done for, the chariots having torn them to shreds, with a little bit of help from the Heartseekers as well, who have about 100 kills to their names or so. And the reinforcements are, however, here, the Deathmaster Snitch, the other lord, and again a gigantic pile of Skaven slaves who are once again about to meet more Seeker chariots. Alright, these guys we're going to have to stop, however, as Deathmaster Snitch is closing in, and we need to back off before he kills any chariots. He can, after all, dish out plenty of damage to them. There we go. Just gonna book it on out of there. Maybe set a few more rats flying while we do. Not to worry, though. We've got more chariots where that came from. And the others will soon move to reinforce against this army, just as soon as we figure out where Deathmaster Snitches are gonna go. This chariot, unfortunately, got stuck against the house here, so got a little bit trapped here. To get away from Snitch. Fortunately, it looks like he hasn't been able to get through his own line of units either. And I'm going to try to clear the way for it. And I guess that Master Snitch being a Footlord does cause him some problems in terms of potentially getting stuck on his own giant piles of Skaven slaves. Alright, looking pretty good for the Exalted Seeker Chariots, and the rest are now joining the fray. There we go, beautiful charge from the Hellflayers and the regular Seeker Chariots, or the something of Decadence, was it? Heralds of Excess, whatever. Something Slaaneshi. I knew it was something Slaaneshi in the Slaanesh faction. I'm a genius. Anyway, this one? Okay, finally it is free. Maybe it was Deathmaster Snitch after all that was keeping it trapped. And frankly, Snitch's army is pretty much done for as well. A couple more sort of rides through the enemy ranks. I'm barely even really using any of the other units, just kind of microing the chariots for fun. You can see that the demonettes are kind of just sitting there, basically. It's just too entertaining to send all the chariots through all the units like this. Effectively, I'm controlling it in 3 groups. The Seeker Chariots, well, except when we spread them out, are one group, and then we got the... I keep wanting to say Sibyl and Slaughtercade. The Heralds of Excess are another group, and then the Hellflayers are a third. And, ooh, if it isn't Deathmaster Snitch, who has closed the distance with one of our Alluruses, specifically the one that is leading the Demonettes, being a Footallurus. What the heck are they doing? They're just kind of running at each other and then past each other. Again, it's one of the issues, I guess, with the very quick-moving units. The Allurus here, however, is just going to look to keep Deathmaster Snitch pinned in place, and we will move other units in, but in the meantime, I don't think that's as interesting as charging in. Time to use the Demonettes as well to help out, mostly because this second, third, whatever army is about done for. A few charges, and I do expect the entire enemy army, or all the enemy armies, to rout, and the battle will be ours. There we go, out there somewhere. Alex has killed off one enemy lord, and Deathmaster Snitch and the rest of the Skaven slaves will rout, only for... I'm probably going to say about 80% of them to get run down by, well, pretty much everybody. Mostly the chariots and the units of Heartseekers, but just generally speaking. So dang fun. Alrighty, there we go. I am very interested to see the results of this. So that was basically the ideal scenario to just test out the Slaaneshi daily grind, as well grinding the enemy down in between the wheel, or under the wheels of our chariots, and to see which ones did better, because they were all effectively against the same kind of foes here. So, 668 kills and 30,000 damage on one of the Exalted Seeker Chariots, 30k, 21k, and 26k. Comparatively, the Heralds of Excess got 650 and 556, and 35k and 33k. Kind of makes sense that the Regiments of Renown did slightly better, especially considering, well, the Regiments of Renown. Though, damage out as gold value-wise, they were roughly the same. Then the Hellflayers, which, honestly, the Seeker Chariots, or the Exalted Seeker Chariots, the Hellflayers, and the Heralds of Excess all did pretty darn close to each other, around 30k damage and somewhere between 500 and 700 kills, which is kind of interesting. Go figure. I mean, obviously in other scenarios, one would be better than the other, depending on the particular situation, but still pretty interesting to see it here. Let's also take a look at the Heartseekers, which didn't do quite as well. The kill counts were there, but the damage wasn't quite there, but that makes sense, and is usually what you get out of chariots anyway, in the sense that impact damage doesn't always translate to kills, but damage. So yeah, anyway, a very, very nice fight for Alex, all around. Did we get Deathmaster Snitch? Did he go down? No, he escaped. Darn. Okay, well, that's not great, but it's what it is. We'll occupy this as a thrall camp.
Eyes down. You shall
Like so.
look up.
I'm fully intending on trading this territory away to the Dark Elves. Mostly, I really would like to get Wei Jin for us to grab the, if later on possible, occupied Celestial Palace for the weapon strength plus 10% for infantry. I don't really need it, but it would be nice to have. Anyway, okay, so do these guys have enough of an army remaining to take Village of the Moon, I wonder? They do. There's like nobody there.
Most privileged
Kind of a problem. These guys from here would not be able to reach, well, I just realized something. Wait, can you assault units? No, you can handle replenishment, which these guys are not replenishing, eh?
Possible.
I'm wondering if we should get a temporary lord up at Village of the Moon, just in case these guys come on in, because obviously Deathmaster Snitch would be able to do stuff, but also Slaanesh Gudel. But anyway, I guess we gotta move Akarak in first. So, Akarak, mentor for you, buddy. You don't need Malevolent Ranger. You have Server Die already, and Monstrous Strength and Chaos Vanguard are the main things that you have. We have Spawn and Prayton. Yeah, your entire red line is really easy, isn't it? Slaanesh Giggle. We might actually be able to get to Renowned and Feared, possibly, but first we get Aura, I guess we get Voice of the Dark Gods, why not? Let's grab the first level of each of the spells and grab you Evasion, in theory, though practically everybody has Evasion. And let's get you Slicing Shards. Alrighty, what about the Cultists? One level short of Mentor. Alright, fair enough. Scarred Vet into Deadly Blade into, I'm gonna say Thick-Skinned, because they need that thick skin. Slippery. And Blade Shield. Alright. Easy enough for you two, at least. What about the Druki Anointed? You gotta get towards Deadly Onslaught, so let's grab Scarred Vet, Deadly Onslaught, and yeah, max out Scarred Vet and Deadly Blade. And then into, actually you don't need Thick-Skinned as much, let's get you Woundmaker. Help with a little bit of that infantry mincing. You can grab Infernal Champion and Blade Shield, Scarred Vet into Deadly Onslaught, and then we'll max you... actually we'll make you hit harder. I like to use the Exalted Heroes to hunt single entities down, after all. Alrighty, Ven, you're gonna move on in. No, we really didn't get that many thralls for that, did we? Actually, I didn't check how many we did get, but anyway. Now let's see if we can get another nice fight against the rats here. I fear that they will cross the water to go to Nongchang, but depending on the troops, they probably wouldn't be the most effective anyway, so go here. Let's see what we're looking at. You're gonna run! Well, that's a little disappointing, I gotta say. I kind of wasn't expecting you to run, because you have 4 stacks, and... oh, man.
Stupid.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to attack the walls, then. Really? You're gonna... you pathetic. You coward. I mean, it's rats, but... oh, man. Okay, well, this is then just auto-resolvable. It's not worth our time. I guess we could just reduce the casualties suffered by doing one of these. Alright, auto-resolve. Yeah, a little bit of damage, and we will occupy this, in fact, as a thrall camp, rather than as a pleasure palace. Yes, I mean, I guess we could sack... well, if we're intending to trade it, I don't want to wait 8 years for it to build up, so maybe sacking is not worth it. Yeah, fine, occupies thrall camp at level 3, hopefully. Alright, so we got it, yes, Jianxi at level 3, and then I want to Jianxi if we can, let's see, the Slaanesh, if we leave this place right away, out of curiosity, how much is this worth to you? 240 versus Wei Jin, I think, the Celestial Palace, yeah. Alright, yeah, you'll do it. Alright, so next turn we'll do the trade and then we'll give them the Celestial Monastery as well. Anyway, these guys are just about broken. I'm a little bit worried that they go for the Village of the Moon, so we'll get a temporary Lord up here. Let's go for a... maybe another Herald. I don't really care which one. Let's go for you, Tactician. We'll put you in just because you have the ability to cast. I guess I could have done the same thing with a Sorcerer. And then you can go on an Exalted Seeker Chariot rather than the Steed of Slaanesh in case they do attack. I don't think they will, but let's not risk it. Exalted Seeker Chariot, let's max out Lash of Slaanesh into Blissful Rapture. Let's quickly get you Locus of Grace, and none of this really matters that much, but Hard to Hit and Deadly Blade. Foe Seeker, Blade Shield, and I'm going to actually say, let's go for Scarred by Deadly Onslaught. Get you Soul Feeder for the additional speed, the Locust buffs. I could grab you Evasion if we go through this, or we could get you more Strength. Maybe Evasion will be worth our time. Frankly, I don't think that any of this is going to be needed, but... oh, no, we can't reach of it. Whatever. What about you? You don't really have anything but to get the first level of Gate of Slaanesh, and there we go. Alright, so hopefully the rats are dead and they will not attempt to go for, like, one of the super undefended territories. Although it is a distinct possibility that they might. Alrighty, looks good. Though I am disappointed that these guys were unwilling to fight 4 stacks versus Zacarax, but I guess we'll send him elsewhere. It's not like he hasn't had a lot of good fights over the course of the campaign. Mask, you're gonna move to Swamp Town in a little bit. Baronair. I'm not remembering what I wanted for you. Something global recruitment-y, but I will figure it out later. Vashnar. You're headed to Karakadrin. Go here. And there's some dwarf fighting, and I see Ungrim Iron Fist right there. I want to see how his slayers stack up against your marauders. And if we never unlock mammoths, I'm just going to build Thunder Tusks because, you know. Plus, their Chilling Aura would combine well with the capabilities of their car. Anyway, looks of grace, please. You may just be a temporary lord, but you may be needed to defend Toran, like here. Soul Criers. You, we need to encamp. Oh, that doesn't do anything for your... Okay, fine, just move forward. You're gonna go to Machu Peaks next. You wanna recruit anything? You can't recruit anything because you're recruiting. Well, fair enough, I suppose. I'm not canceling it. It's too late for that. You, Taint Flicker. And get one more Chosen. Why? Just because. I can decide whether these or these, so let's go with Chosen instead. Sojourn has to stay where they are. Tech Thieves. And just have to move the 2. 1. And a 2. Alright, looks good to me. What about Bequish? Who are you again? Oh, right, yes. Tough. You are going into Sojourn's army? No, you are going into Karan's army, the Druki army. And get the tough Druki Anointed in there. They're taking the place of a Druki Masters, after all. Though, funnily enough, maybe I should have put you into this army to help out. But oh well. Ooh, hello, we got a Tactician Cultist. That's fantastic. I didn't even realize that I hadn't taken a look at the heroes. Don't care for Open Die. Scaled Skin is fine. I don't care for Depraver on the Anointed, so we're going to delete you and hopefully get a better one. Alright, that's good. We also have... Confident, I don't really care for those either, but whatever. I would like to take another look at Allurus. Come on, I really want that 4th and final Strategist. That's another Sleek one. Sleek is nice though too, but that's what I was looking for right now. Also, let's grab this Confident one and delete it, or mill it. Alright, Allurus, I'm gonna say get rid of the... I just realized Glorious Charge would be nice for the Exalted Seeker Chariot if we put that on you. Nonetheless, I'm gonna mill you. Lots and lots of milling, but you know. We're looking for one specific trait. We already got 3 out of the 4 Alluruses in the Mask's army, so it's not like that's a big deal. Anyway, what else do we have here? Just the Mask? I think it's just the Mask, but I think we'll save her fight for next episode. I had a lot of fun fighting those rats. We still do need to do the building as well. After all, although admittedly, we don't have a lot of money nowadays. Mostly because... Regional thrall population minus 50% throws out to the global pool. Maybe we should just do this instead of the slowdown. Yeah, and the places where we can only pick 2, maybe we should try to speed it up, or at least to some degree. Whatever. Alright, maybe I'll do that as a policy going forward. I did, you know, sort of muse over doing that earlier. And just because we need much more in the way of thralls, because we're starting to have so many pleasure palaces, and we can't really upgrade any of them, which is, I guess, kind of a shame. But eventually, over time, over the course of getting more of the, not the Tormentors Holds, the thrall camps, we should eventually reach a point where we will have enough to be able to basically get 3.5k per turn. We're already getting a solid 5,500 thralls per turn out of vassalized factions, 4,400 out of ports, and then we're currently generating 1.6k. So not quite at 3.5k, but yeah. Closing in on 2.8k or something like that, so it's pretty good. It's getting there, slowly but surely. Celestial Monastery, we're gonna trade you, so we don't really care about you. The Dark Elves can just build you up. Who cares? Shangyang, you're fine. Ayamara Swamps, you're fine. And the High Sentinel and the Floating Pyramid are in need of upgrades. Oh, wow, you're gonna take 8 turns? Good lord. I guess it was a yellow territory. But oh well. I mean, had to build it up anyway. And also we can probably collect the income here. There we go, 2.44k. Since we need the money, might as well get it. An occupied Bastion Tower, and I believe we're good. Alrighty, with that, folks, I am going to call this particular episode here. I so enjoyed running down all those rats. Alas, these guys are dead, and that's probably the last time we'll ever fight Skaven, unless they attack this little territory. Mostly because the other Skaven are all our vassals. Clan Moors, Clan Rictus, and Clan Scryer are our vassals. Pestilence is still kicking around down there, but, well, we'll see about them eventually anyway. And, oh, wow. Not super happy about us, are you? Yeah, earlier I was considering doing this and then getting the defensive alliance, but you really don't like the fact that we're friends with a bunch of these factions. Interesting. I wasn't really intending on killing you, but it's still a possibility. I guess we'll see. Not that it's super important. Anyway, we'll start the next episode off with the Mask of Slaanesh versus Mazdamundi at least one more time, unless, like the rats, he decides to run away out of Swamp Town. It's a possibility, I suppose. Let's find out next time. Stay tuned for more Dechala. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.